Right. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, blimey. Yeah. Coming up in a few minutes, folks. In about 7 minutes. Daily Chaos. Simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook and Axiom Curb. So if you are watching an archive, you might want to fast forward a few minutes or just enjoy the sounds. All right. Okay. Good show. 1 minute, folks. Oh, blimey. Just a minute, folks. Yeah. Hold on, I've lost my guest now. Where's my guest gone? Get on with it. They're crying out loud. The longest bloody outro in your life, isn't it? I'll tell you, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Right. Let's get on with it. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, no. I really like this theme tune. Nice piece of music now. Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to the Daily Chaos. The show ain't daily, but the chaos is. And now, a Dress Down Friday. Dress Down Friday. Yeah, Dress Down Friday. Yeah. But I ain't got a beer. I should have a beer. Yeah, I suppose we should dress down the Gov, the Electoral Commission, Auntie's affair. Hit, you decide. You tell me. It's a rant. So I'm taking calls. I think Sam's going to be keeping order, and we'll see you in the comments. Yeah, on Discord, guv.li/rant. I've got Chris here, Chris Ford, on the show. I wonder if she realizes. She might not know. Last time she came on Discord, she started making a call to somebody else. She hadn't realized she was on the live show. Anyway. So yeah, if you want to call in, because no guest today, yeah, no guest. I figured on Fridays, what we could do is have no guest, yeah, that would be nice, and then we can just, everybody can, you know, call in, have a bit of chaos and whatever. So please do. Yeah, okay, right. Let's see what is going on in the world of, yeah, you know what. Oh dear, okay. I haven't really been keeping up with it today, to be honest with you. So it's news to me. The papers. Hi, Ollie. I cannot get you on Discord, but I will keep trying, says Thomas Whitelock. I don't know what that is. You know what you do, folks. You go to guv.li/rant, and then you click on the Union Jack icon when you've joined the server, which is the old Daily Brexit icon. And then you click on Green Room, and that's how you get in to make a call. So yeah, Thomas always has problems, bless him. Grammar schools given 50 million quid to grow. Yeah. Green light for grammar expansion. Buildergraph. Gove fears Brussels will use threat of Irish border to hold UK hostage. I'll tell you what, let me pull this up so everyone can see this. And on Facebook too. I noticed there's a lot more people on Facebook than there are on YouTube tonight. And I'm not sure about that, you know. I think it needs to be the other way around, people. I'm just saying. Anyway, special moment for world peace as Kim and Trump set date. Yeah. And the Daily Mirror, sometimes Barbara Windsor there. Yeah, grammar schools. Daily Mail. New dawn for our grammars. Up to 2,000 new places announced in £50 million boost. But schools must prove they're helping poorer families. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what you folks have to say about that. If anybody wants to call in on Discord. I don't know. Where are you people? Where are you? I'll tell you what, actually, Chris, I just realized on Discord I was muted. And so are you. You're muted. So that might be why we couldn't talk. Chris Ford, can you hear me? Tell you what, actually, Discord. So are you. I can hear Chris listening to the show in a tab. So she's just realizing that I'm talking to her on Discord now, I guess. Because the delay, yeah? Yeah, so, yeah, grammar schools. If anybody wants to say anything about that, I don't know what you think, folks. 50 million for grammar schools. How much we've been paying the EU each year? Yeah, okay. Sisters of Jihad plotted carnage. Metro, Daesh supporters targeted British Museum and around Westminster. The Times, Trump will meet Kim next month in Singapore summit, and mother and daughters plotted terror attacks. First, all-female jihadist group targeted British Museum and Palace of Westminster. The court hears. See if we can find another story on that. BT slashes 13,000 jobs in drive to 5G. Free up cash for fibre and 5G. I think we're going to be doing a show on 5G pretty soon. So, Chris Ford, can you not hear me, my dear, on Discord? Strange. She's probably making a comment in there. I need to look at the comments. I'll have a look at the comments. And we got Dave Wolf here too. Dave, how are you, sir?
Oh, yeah, very well, thank you. Very well.
Good on you, Dave.
For a moment.
Good on you, mate. I thought on Fridays we could do a slightly different format, you know, for this show. I thought that if we had a guest like Monday to Thursday, that would be fantastic. And then on a Friday, just get the calls in, you know, see what people want to talk about, wrap up the week, and you know, maybe have a beer.
Yeah, I think the new format that you brought in with the first half hour for the guest is a great idea as well. I think that's a really positive move forward because it gives your guest a good chance and a good time to get their point across before we all start firing questions at them.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. It can be, you know, yeah. I don't know. I think all things considered, I think we're really good on Discord. When there's a lot of us on Discord, I think when you consider how many of us are on Discord, I think we're really good. But it can bamboozle particularly guests when they're not used to the format, I think.
Yeah, most definitely.
We got Sam here too. Sam Jane Pearson's popped in.
Hi.
Hey, Sam. How are you?
My dogs are just eating their dinner, so I'm just going to mute for a couple of minutes until they go away.
Sort out your dogs, girl. Great.
Yeah,
right.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. So, yeah, there we go. All right. So let's have a look. Take some comments. Blimey, I tell you, that's small. I can't. I need new glasses. I've scratched these glasses really badly, and I can't really use them properly now. For the very first time in brains, I can't understand that. John Middleton, bless you, mate. Guest list is best, Ollie, says Stav. Well, yeah, it's a bit of each, isn't it? It's a bit of each, eh? I mean, it's really nice to have an open forum as well. And we've had the best conversations tend to be actually, Dave Wolf, after the show. When people are just having a chat, you know, still on Discord, and, you know, after the show, unfortunately. It's when everybody really relaxes.
Just relax, just riffing together, just, you know, passing information back and forth and, you know, expressing our opinions. And yeah, it's just a shame we bought the daily Brexit overtime into place, and that was working well for a while. And then,
That's
then the
right.
Hive Mind
Extra
came up.
time. That's right. And now Hive Mind. It's really good. But I'll tell you what, though, one thing I've been meaning to ask you about is it just seems a pity to me that folks after Daily Chaos finishes, when they're really, warming up, it'll be really nice to keep them on air. So could we do both? Could we do like all three? So we've got 3 shows for the price of, yeah? How can we do? The thing is, though, that would mean somehow changing the schedule or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe it's something to think about. It does seem to me that these folks, they have a good old rant and some really good stuff, really, really good stuff comes out. And it's a shame for it to be wasted.
Yeah. And, it would make sense to have a bit more continuity to the broadcast, with yours cutting down to an hour now. There's still a lot of people on Discord chomping at the bit to get the point across.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah, then the show stops, and then we start with the Hive Mind, and it's a completely different subject, a completely new pathway.
Is there any particular reason that you go out at 8?
I just found it the easiest time.
Yeah, sure. And
to be honest with you, it was to come and follow on from your show, because the main reason that we made the Hive Mind show, because you went on holiday. We still have something to listen to. We still want to get some rants.
That's right. It was Easter. It was Easter. Yeah. Well, okay. So what about why do you not host Hive Mind from this Discord channel? And so you've got everybody having a chat, and you can carry on, and you can add whatever theme it is that you want to talk about on the night, but you've got people there straight away, and I don't know, it's just an idea, it's just a thought.
Yeah, well, I think the sort of schedule does need a little bit of an expanding. We could do with an extra program.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? Yeah.
The sort of, yeah.
But if we coincide with our time slots doing different things, then that's a shame as well.
Yeah, we don't want to overlap each other and overrun, because you can only watch one thing at a time. Well, I know you can watch it afterwards or watch the replay of it.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
You're right. It isn't the same. It's nice to get it watched live, so you can add your comments, and your comments can come out live on the show as well.
Yeah, that's right. Plus, live is magic. Live radio is magic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It is.
Anything can go on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
okay. Sam is got problems with her dogs. Bless her. Debbie Shaw says, personally, I have yet to find anyone rude in DVP. Okay, they're talking about the DVP. I wondered how long it would take. I have found a few that are, shall we say, are sensitive and challenging. Well, that's most of us at some time or other, isn't it? Says Debbie Shaw. Bless you, Debbie. Chris Ford has just joined, and I don't know if you can hear us, Chris, but you're actually on the show here on Discord. Not in the green room, but on the show. So you should be able to. We should be talking to each other. Anyway, I've just pulled Sam back in. She can put herself back in the green room if she needs to. Why don't we all go to Spain? Says Helen Lasky Smith. It's very lovely here. It's been very windy today. Yeah. Okay. The BBC has accepted millions of euros in funding from the European Union, says Stuart Firth. Yeah, they have. I have beer, and also, did you know, I guess most folks do know that BBC journalists are actually bound, and journalists, by and large, are bound under EU law not to criticise the EU. In, I think, the same clause as they discuss religious persecution, they discuss, they say that journalists cannot criticise, and if they do, they can be struck off from things like the NUJ and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I think we're suffering from a lack of real journalists at the moment.
And also, did you?
Can you hear that? You see, that's Chris there. That's Chris. She's echoing. If anybody wants to call in, if anybody wants to talk about anything at all, then please do. guv.li/rant. It's that kind of show today. Sorry, David. Go on, mate.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying that we seem to be lacking in investigative journalists. Not us, not our type, not our sort, alternative media sort. I'm talking about the sort of mainstream media sort. There's nobody actually grabbing the bull by the horns and addressing the real issues that are facing the British public in the mainstream.
I'm just having a look, seeing what's the deal in the whatnot as well. Sugar tax on food to wipe out diabetes. That's the Express. Top doctors say radical plan could end crisis. That reminds me of Michael Bloomberg outlawed these supersized Pepsi Colas or whatever they are in cinemas in New York, didn't he? I don't know. It always seems to me like I'd rather see education than prohibition, wouldn't you, Dave?
Oh, most definitely. And the thing is, what are they replacing the sugar with? Aspartame or aspartame?
Are they?
Either
really?
Or.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they still getting away with that? They renamed aspartame, didn't they? They renamed it because it has such a bad rap. People know it's a carcinogenic, and so they just renamed it, didn't they? Isn't that right?
Yep, that's right. And you get these idiots like frigging Jamie Oliver going around pushing and poking at the government to enforce this sugar tax when it seems he doesn't know or is ignorant of the fact of aspartame being a carcinogen and being highly addictive as well.
David, could you just get a wee bit closer to your microphone, mate?
Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. You're a bit echoey. Do you not use a headset during the show?
I can use a headset during the show, but I use a loudspeaker during my show so the guests can talk across.
Right. Yeah. Your audio is not great, mate. I gotta say, not great. I'm not impressed.
I'll get back and we'll carry on.
Yeah, do get your headset, mate. Get your headset because I want to have a laugh with you about Jamie Oliver. Jamie Oliver. But I like Jamie Oliver. I do like Jamie Oliver. I don't like his politics. I don't like his politics at all. But I do quite like him as a cookery bloke. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Analysis. May's desperate last roll of the dice to break customs union impasse. According to Buildergraph. So let's have a look at this then. This is one of their premium stories. Yeah, I'll read you the top anyway. It feels like a last roll of the dice after 10 days in which Britain's Brexit plans have been in complete freefall. In the words of one senior ministerial aide, Theresa May has hit upon a plan to resolve the impasse over Britain's future. Exasperated with the posturing and the feuding, Mrs. May has asked leading ministers to enter into a thought experiment this weekend. Oh my God. In an attempt to force hard and soft Brexiteers to engage constructively with their rivals' plans. The question is what are they going to do? They're going to go and play, I don't know, paintball or something. I don't know. British tourists been kidnapped at Virunga Wildlife Park in the Congo. Probably not the safest place to go. Britain's policies on austerity, immigration and terrorism are racist, says a UN inspector. Might as well just have a quick look at that, just for, Britain's policies on austerity, immigration and tackling terrorism are racist, a UN watchdog has found. Actually, you know what? Yeah. In the... hold on a sec. Okay, Dave Wolf went off for his cans and he's come back. And Sam may have finished feeding her dogs. And we've also got Carl Stephen popped in the room. And we've still got Chris Ford here, who, she's on mute again. But, yeah. And now I'm getting, anyway. I can't be bothered with the Times because they got such a diabolical web layout that it's a torture to look at. The Independent, the not so indie. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's a charmer, isn't he? Good old Kinnock. Hold on a sec, Dave Wolf. Now you're. I can hear myself on your thing, mate. Come on, people, get it together on Discord. Kinnock accuses Corbyn of evasion of duty, and I'll tell you, where do you start? Where do you start? Evasion of duty in single market row. Okay, let's have a look. Hopefully he'll say something. Hopefully we'll get some audio because he is good for it. He's always quite amusing for all the wrong reasons. Former Labour leader Neil Kinnock has warned Jeremy Corbyn is about to commit a serious evasion of duty by refusing to back a plan to keep Britain in the single market. Yeah, well, he's a millionaire off the back of it, isn't he? I mean, and he's writing exclusively for the Independent. Lord Kinnock said his refusal would see the party expose the working people it is supposed to protect to the rock slide of hard Brexit. It's just Brexit, man. It's just Brexit, yeah? He dismissed Mr. Corbyn's claims that the single market would restrict the UK's ability to intervene in British industry as being part of an infantile leftist illusion. He dismissed Mr. Corbyn's claims that the single market would restrict the UK's ability to intervene in British industry as being part of an infantile leftist illusion. Well, actually, it's true, but more to the point, we don't want them interfering any which way. Then, in comments that will be seen as an incitement for MPs to rebel against Mr. Corbyn's stance in a pending vote, he argued that while he values loyalty, it is a virtue that, in excess, fills graveyards and political graveyards, yeah. But the problem is that he got this job unelected commissioner in the EU, didn't he? I never got a vote, with this failed graveyard politician after his rah-rah speech, yeah, when he screwed up the election, thank God. And, the graveyard. That is what the EU is, isn't it? It's a graveyard of our failed politicians, for God's sake. Bloody Kinnock, I tell you. And now we got that Stephen, yeah? It's just like mini bloody Kinnock, isn't it? I'll tell you what. Carl Stephen, good evening, sir. How are you?
Hello, Ollie. I'm very well. I was just going to say that these politicians, they've always got a very strong wife behind the back of them, and they're fiddling about with the EU as well. So
yeah, she's made a load of money, that Glynis. Sorry.
Kinnock and Kinnock's wife. It's like they get set up with a wife. It's almost like they've been match dating, isn't it? And they've been set up with the wife, which is going to change the laws in the EU for human rights, and the husband then screws the law over with the policies he puts through at the same time, and then he can get a pension off the EU.
Yeah, Stav Woodcutter, Kinnock and his wife done well out of the EU. They are my word, they have. I'll tell you what, those two. How can you be a millionaire? How can you be a socialist and make millions out of politics? How is that possible?
You've got Kinnock, you've got Blair. And Mandelson were all voted out of the British voting system because they were not liked by the electorate. And then after that, they were given a job in the EU to actually write our bloody laws for the EU. And yet they were voted out of our own constituencies because people didn't like them.
Mandelson's the bloke who did the mortgage fraud, wasn't he? Didn't he do the mortgage fraud? He's still got his job back and all that.
Ollie, it's not fraud. It's just a mistake when a politician does it. If there were common people like us, it would be the biggest thing in news bread and would be banged up. But because they're a politician, they're allowed to make a mistake, aren't they? It's very sarcastic, by the way.
We got Kenny Mack popped in too. Kenny, how are you, sir? He's on mute at the moment. And we got David Wolf here, and we got Chris Ford, and we got Sam. Sam, are your dogs all right? Okay, all right, no worries. So yes, people not being very polite about the Kinnocks. Brexit equals breakfast for the subjects to discuss. Keep you distracted. Lots of laughs, says John Middleton, and he also says EU old Babylon Roman. They are all on the gravy train. The traitors to the British people, says Maureen Smith. Thank you for being so helpful, says Helen to me. It was great talking. We had a chat earlier. God bless you, Helen. And trying to sort out her Discord. And clearly didn't, because she's not here. So that That was useful. But we've got Thomas Whitelock here, who's just popped in, and that's a miracle too, because he's another technophobe. Thomas, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm actually driving, Ollie.
Oh, blimey, for crying out loud, don't do it then. Look, oh, God, just...
Are you done on Monday? Are you done on Monday?
Yeah, come on Monday. Come on Monday, please.
Come on Monday. I'll definitely come on Monday, yeah.
Good on, mate. Good on you. All right.
This is a technical best for me, this, though. Getting up while I'm driving.
This is a technical best. I'm going to put you back in the green room before you crash, mate. God bless you. Cheerio.
Okay, mate. I'm hands-free anyway, so not a problem.
Oh, okay. Well, look, if your hand's free, all right. Yeah, fine. Actually, we were supposed to have Tess pop in. Blimey, Tess. What's her surname? I can't remember offhand. From the Child Protection. Anyway, she's coming in on Monday. But she was going to talk about an event that's going on this weekend. If she pops around, then Tess, come on. You were supposed to. We sorted out your Discord earlier, I thought as well. Anyway, never mind. Right. Yes. Good. So, Carl, is it? Go on, Thomas.
So, I forgot all about it, to be honest with you. I've got to go and pick my granddaughter up from the airport.
All right,
I've been to
good.
Holland or wherever it is, probably be for a smoke.
Nice, good. I did that once. I fell off a stool once in Amsterdam. Because of something or other, I just fell off a stool.
I think it's a student thing because she's a student, isn't she? So I think she's gone with a couple of girls. So
just initiation, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Good. Well, look, I hope that when you
sorry, I'm not on Facebook for I think it's about next Thursday. I think before I'm back on Facebook.
All right. Okay. Well, good. Excellent. Yeah, fine. Look, call in any time, Thomas. It's always lovely to get your input. Yeah. And good luck with your daughter. I hope that she's, not too stoned when you pick her up. Hey?
Yeah, it's my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter? Blimey. Okay. Go on. Okay. All right.
She's 20.
Right. Lovely. Good. Well, be safe. Be safe, sir. Be safe.
Yeah, I will be. Not a problem at all.
All right. Yeah.
But I'll just listen to the show while you can put me on mute if you like. And
no, mate. You pop in whenever you like. I'll tell you what. I'll go through a few other stories. If anybody wants to call in, please do. Yeah. The Express. Jacob Rees-Mogg reveals key loophole that will save UK's post-Brexit trade. So let's have a look at that because we could do with a bit of pepping up. Brexiteer Jacob Rees-Mogg revealed a key trading rule ignored by the House of Lords EU Committee in their latest report.
The House of Lords has missed one very important
guarantee...
And that is that if you are in a negotiation for a free trade agreement, you can maintain your existing standards for 10 years under...
Hold on. I will play it. I just wanted to read that top story so we knew what I was going to be talking about. Brexiteer Jacob Rees-Mogg revealed a key trading rule ignored by the House of Lords EU Committee in their latest report will guarantee the UK to carry on with zero tariffs trade before securing a free trade agreement with the Brussels bloc. Okay, that sounds positive. Let's see what he says. No, I'm just going to bloody play. Oh, for crying out loud.
Tess has just come into the chat. There we go. Tess is in.
There she is. In the green room. Oh, I can't see her. She's gone again.
She just popped off again. She pops in the green room, popped off again.
Tess, keep trying, girl. We'll find you. Right, okay,
well, the House
here we go.
Of Lords has missed one very important thing.
In again.
And that is that if you are in a negotiation for a free trade agreement, you can maintain your existing standards for 10 years under WTO rules. So we have 10 years from the point at which we leave the European Union to negotiate a free trade agreement with the EU.
Hold on, sorry, I didn't get that. Hold on. Listen to this. I'll turn it up.
Well, the House of Lords has missed one very important thing. And that is that if you are in a negotiation for a free trade agreement, you can maintain your existing standards for 10 years under WTO rules. So we have 10 years from the point at which we leave the European Union to negotiate a free trade agreement with the EU, which would mean we could carry on with our zero tariffs. So this is...
Now, hold on a sec. That sounds like a transition period to me. Why did we need a transition period? Yeah?
something the report just ignores. It's unaware of, and I'm afraid.
I mean, surely it hasn't ignored. Well, surely it hasn't ignored it. They know what they're talking about.
No, they don't. Unfortunately, I've read the report. It's got no reference to this WTO rule.
Are they Remainers as well? Is this a conspiracy?
Yes, of course it bloody is.
Chairman of the committee is a former member of the European Parliament, so it's a fairly safe bet that he's Remainer. But let's look at.
It's a fair bet that he's a Remainer. Okay, triggered. Carl, Stephen.
Hello. There we go. I'm on. There we go. Sorry, Ollie.
Right. Yeah. Did you hear that? Did you hear what he had to say?
Yeah.
They've had how much time to think about this? Nearly 2 years? Or even the preparation of going to the vote, they could have been talking about this.
This is actually a very important point. We did know this, but I'd forgotten it as well. I had heard it before. This is a really, really important point. We have 10 years with zero tariffs with the EU, post-EU, as a result of WTO rules. Do we not? In other words,
we do.
What the bloody hell is a transition period for at all? Hey? Sorry?
I tried to say that last night on the show, when I said they're thinking of everything to try and keep us in the EU. And this is one of them.
Thomas Whitelock. David, David, this is a good point that Jacob Rees-Mogg brings up. I didn't see it on the front pages of any of the other rags so far.
Well, it's a bit of news to me, but it seems like simply an extension of the EU domination of the UK.
The Lords really are a bunch of traitors, aren't they? I mean, we were covering this last night as well. You know,
in the customs union.
Well,
then
yeah,
we're not leaving, then, are we?
That's right. They're all been parachuted in by the bloody, that Blair mainly and all that. Oh, I'll tell you what. But meanwhile, here's an interesting story too. I'll take a few comments on this. Yeah, Nigel Ely. Mogg is full of hot air. Nigel Ely says he will always put party before country, yet folk will continually get taken in by these tourists. It's embarrassing. Nigel, you do have a good point, man. You have a very good point because, for example, off the back of, May's Florence speech, I think it was Florence, he basically said, rally round this, yeah? It's the best, we've got, so rally round it sort of thing. And I was hoping for what? This is just ridiculous. Why on earth are we talking about paying them a penny until we're actually talking trade? And by the way, the Northern Ireland border thing is an absolute, we're not going to put a border there. If you want to put a border there, it's up to you. And by the way, we can thrash it out in a trade deal anyway. But it's got nothing to do with any of this. It's just a red herring, big red herring. We're not going to put a border up. Are you going to create that friction? Are you going to betray the spirit of the Good Friday Agreement? With one of your nation states, Ireland. Are you going to do that, EU? Instead of throwing it back into their court. Yeah, so I kind of agree with you, Nigel. Plus, never talks about the, all the deception from the Heath government and so on and so forth. Debbie Shaw, but having said that, I don't know. I mean, you just want to think the best of people as much as you can, don't you? Because let's face it, we're desperate. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Tess is back in the green room, Ollie.
Okay. Okie doke.
The green room, Ollie. Brilliant.
No, that's Tess. Tess. Oh,
Nope.
Blimey. Why does she keep spinning back into the green room?
Oh, she's back. She's on.
Oh, Tess.
Hello.
Yeah.
New
Tess.
technology for me.
Oh.
How are you?
Tess Hunter Decoy, thank you very, very much indeed for popping on. Can you please, because I wanted to just do a bit of a spot for you, because you're coming on Monday, yeah, to tell us all about the CPP.
CPO.
The Child Protection Organisation, is that right?
The Child Protection Officers.
The Child Protection Officers, all right, okay. So you guys are like the paedophile hunters, yeah? Like Shane Brannigan and a few folks like that, yeah?
Obviously we've met before, haven't we, on Motivate Radio? But yeah, we are paedophile hunters, but we in the Child Protection Officers are also activists, and we do quite a lot. But obviously, I'll go into that on Monday with you.
You know, you actually did come on the show when Shane was on, didn't you, Tess? But you got cut off, didn't you? You got cut off right at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that.
We probably met elsewhere, didn't we? On the
that was a great show. That was a great show, and people really. This is so important to people. I think that particular show was about the most popular show of any show that Daily Brexit put out on Facebook when Shane Brannigan came on. And people really do feel for what you guys are doing. And I look forward to talking to you more fully on Monday. But you told me that there's an event or so going on this weekend, and I just thought, you know what, if you want to promote that now, and we can talk a bit about what we're going to be talking about on Monday as well, as a promo as well. So what is going on at the weekend? What's going on, Tess, this weekend?
Okay, so we've got a protest in Manchester to show our feet on the street. And that is in regards to us fighting for legislation changes for no more child abuse, no more silence. So obviously there's a few facets to that. So the awareness side, we want to stop persecuting the evidence bringers and stop protecting the guilty. We're fighting for alternative rehabilitation plans, minimum sentence lengths, increase in sentence lengths, and removal of seats that aren't fit to be held. So Manchester, outside Town Hall, tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. If you can get your feet on the street, show your support on the street. As I say, it's our 4th protest of the year so far. We will be protesting throughout the rest of the year. It is Manchester tomorrow. We are trying to build traction, and we are trying to get actual real changes for our children.
God bless you. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. So that's Manchester. And can you put a link, please, on the in the comments?
Yeah, of course I can. I'll get somebody happy to help me do that.
Can you please send me inbox of this event so that I can share it around all my groups, please?
Yeah, perfect.
I'll tell you what.
Sam Jane Pearson.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'll tell you what. All you need to do, Tess. Hold on. Well. All you need to do is, can you see below here, Tess, on your Discord? There's some text channels. One of them says, the top one says Hall of Cracked Mirrors. If you click on that and type it in there.
We've spoken in there.
There you go.
Yeah, she helped me get on.
There you go. And then anybody else on the live show can, basically chip in details or whatever people often do, which is really cool.
You can drop your links in there. So if you see anything interesting and we can all go back and have a look at it, you can drop it in there anytime. Just go onto Discord, click onto the Olly show, the Union Jack box, and you can just go into Discord and chat away or put certain things in there what of interest. It's brilliant.
No, thanks guys. Appreciate that.
Yvonne Tierney said, too late, knew nothing about this protest. We just got to get the message out as best we can, eh? Leanne Mills.
Well, we've got, exactly. We've got Glasgow in 2 weeks. We've got Rotherham 2 weeks after that. We've got Plymouth 2 weeks after that. So
excellent. So have you got like a
Manchester tomorrow can still attend?
Have you got? Okay, we'll talk about this in some real detail on Monday. But I'll tell you, I'm going to be interested to find out not just about these particular points that you want changed, in the law, which are fascinating, but also what kind of cooperation there is in your community now, and because
it's going to be an interesting show, Ollie.
Yeah, no, lovely, Tess. Thank you. That'd be great, and particularly seeing as you got cut off last time, I'd forgotten that. But I'll tell you, Shane.
It's always good to speak to you, anyway, darling.
Hey.
It's always good to speak to you. It'll be interesting.
Good on you. All right. I'll catch you Monday. And if you want to hang around here for the rest of today, you're very, very welcome. No
worries.
All righty. Okay. Ciao. All right.
Thanks, darling. I'll send you links.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, we do need to use some, when we're on here, when we do this thing on Discord, pop in or whatever, it's great to use this to as a bit of a meeting point if anybody wants to or whatever, add links. And when Tess puts her links in there, we can put them up on Facebook and on YouTube as well, and we can do that quite easily, which is pretty useful. Debbie Shaw. All right. Yeah. Sorry, Sam.
Really
go on, Sam. Oh, I don't know. Tess.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said something. Go on.
Oh no, I was just saying thank you, Ollie. Really appreciate that.
Oh, not at all. No, don't worry about it. Debbie Shaw, EU and Southern Ireland is a clear, dangerous setup too. Many of us thought that was forced through against the will of the people. Been same strategy throughout, hasn't it? Yeah. Is there really a complication with Northern Ireland that I would have thought that
Belfast was our first protest.
Go on,
for
Tess.
a reason.
Really? Why? For what reason?
Because they was locking up the hunters, and literally the PSNI hadn't had one case where they had took the evidence, fully watertight evidence, and actually got a conviction out of fully factual evidence. However, they managed to arrest 11 of our hunters.
Oh no! Hold on a sec, Tess. No. Oh God, blimey! Save this for Monday. This is not.
No, Will, you started.
Debs is referring to the border, and is the border being used as a political tool of intrigue, really? But that isn't that what's going on in a decent world in this situation, given the historic the feeling that people have toward the Good Friday peace agreement. Given all of that, in a decent world, wouldn't it just be that the UK says, you know what? Basically, what we're saying, we have no plans to impose a border. EU? And the EU would say, no. Why would we want to rock the boat between Ireland and Northern Ireland? Of course we wouldn't. No, that's fine. Let's see how it goes. And, there are some concerns because it's an open border there. There are some concerns about that. But we can monitor the situation and we can work with it. Instead of which we're given all this total political side. It's just crap, is it not? Now, Tess, chime in. Is it not, though? Is it not just a political football? If we care about the Irish people and the Northern Irish people, and European people and British people.
The PSNI both had each other. So the North and the South are just, I will restrain from commenting because that would just be opinion based.
Surely not.
Well, there's already a sort of border in place anyway, and a customs border in place anyway. The Northern Ireland trades in pounds sterling. Southern Ireland trades in euros. So there's already a sort of customs border there already.
Yeah.
So it is, like you say, a political football. It's just being used as a trigger point, a sort of, we can't do this until we sort out the Northern Ireland border. You can't. What? Yeah.
Is it not just? Does it not really make a mockery of this government that they just don't come out and say that, state the bleeding obvious, what I just said?
Well, we know the state of our government at the moment. It's pathetically weak. She keeps saying strong and stable, when they're doing everything to destabilise the country and weaken the country. It's phenomenal.
They're total fakes. They're absolute fakes.
Unstable.
Go on, Thomas Whitelock.
Say it's strong and unstable, this government. And the IRA, the Irish border is like our NHS. They're using it as a political pawn.
Yep.
I do find it strange that the EU keeps trying to say how important this is, and they actually offered Northern Ireland to actually join Southern Ireland, and what they're trying to do, they think the priest was so important. Why would you turn around and say to Ireland, why don't you join up with ERA? There'll be people killing each other and blowing each other up all over again, and you're thinking, what the hell is the EU doing? And the agreement, the peace agreement, we didn't need the EU to get that peace agreement. We could have done it.
That's right.
We didn't need to have the EU there. It's the EU sticking the foot in, so they know it will create a problem later. And that's what they've created years and years ago for this now.
Hold on a sec. What did they do years and years ago? Carl, sorry.
With the actual EU being a part of the peace process with Northern Ireland. They didn't have to be there. It should have just
I didn't realise that they were part of it, but I suppose that they would have been. But so what? What's that got to do with it? This is between Ireland and Northern Ireland and Ireland and the UK.
EU has put a little bit in the paragraphs on the treaty that they're a part of it and been recognised, and therefore they can interfere. Like
I'll
they
tell
do
you,
with
they're
every
such
other
an
corporation
arrogant
business.
bunch of schmucks, aren't they? I'll tell you. I mean, just get out, you middlemen, man. You're a complete waste of space. We don't need you, yeah? We don't need you to trade. Oh, my God. Breitbart, Italian populists ready to form next government after Berlusconi grants green light. Okay, well, this is a development that, again, nobody's covering. The populist anti-establishment parties, Five Star and La Liga, look ready to form the next Italian government after La Liga centre-right coalition partner Silvio Berlusconi withdrew his opposition to the parties working together. Well. So that's interesting, isn't it? Now, he's a Bilderberger through and through, isn't he? I think he's a complete bloody dodgy character. But on the other hand, this I don't know. So he reckons he can still control them somehow? The anti-establishment parties who share many common policies on mass migration, the European Union and the euro currency look set to form the next Italian government, saying they have made significant milestones in a press release issued Thursday. And previously, both of those parties, led by firebrand Matteo Salvini, could not agree on a deal because M5S leader, Five Star Movement, Luigi Di Maio refused to work with the former Prime Minister Silvio Bunga, the centre-right. But Berlusconi announced Wednesday he would not oppose a coalition between the two parties, and it sounds as though they've all made up. I don't know. Are they just going to be another Syriza or whatever they are and end up being a bit like the Labour Party?
Well, I think Berlusconi's found a few feathers to line his nest somewhere, and that's what's changed his mind a bit.
Wasn't Berlusconi the one who's getting taken through court, but as long as he stays as Prime Minister at the time or within politics, he's covered by their legal law that he can't be prosecuted? Keep every single job he could possibly get, wouldn't he?
In politics, yes, most definitely. But he's also a media mogul in Italy. He also owns a lot of the media outlets in Italy. So he's a very powerful person when it comes to government narrative. So you can see why he's still quite a big player in the game, even though he's been quite, well, ludicrously disgraced.
Yeah, he always struck me as being relatively Eurosceptic compared to the rest of them, but it's just very hard to know, isn't it? It's very, very hard to know, and probably not. I mean, let's face it, he didn't exactly do Italy many favours by, going along with the kind of migration stuff and things like that. I know it's got out of hand more since he's been out of power, but nonetheless, it was also bloody obvious that things were going way out of hand and people like him weren't doing anything about it. Daily Mail's got an interesting story. Sorry, go on, Dave.
Oh, it just strikes me as weird as how any, Italian or Greek politician cannot oppose the invasion of their country.
Yeah.
Well, aren't Greece and Italy puppet parliaments? They're actually placed into place because when they went bankrupt and failed to pay what they meant to pay and all the rest of it, it was part of the bailout, wasn't it? So I'm not sure if Italy still has a genuine voting system for parliament at the moment.
No. Well, now. Well, at the moment, they're between governments. But the last one, Matteo Renzi, he was a technocrat. He was parachuted in off the back of, what's his name? Began with a P, Quit or something, who was after Berlusconi. And that's only the last 7 years or something, I think. I tell you, Italy is just mad, isn't it? God knows how many governments they've had since the war. But, I mean, this is now the pivotal time, isn't it? I mean, Italy is, if they aren't just another Syriza, then we really, really could see some massive instability for the EU off the back of what's going on in Italy, no?
Well, the thing is, it's kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. Same with Greece. If Greece was to leave the EU, all the debt that they'd leave behind would cripple the EU. Same with Italy. If Italy went forward with printing its own currency and ditching the euro, they'd be able to, sort of wipe out their euro debt. And the amount that they owe the European Union is staggering. It's enough to cripple the entire EU. So
I wonder how much the UK would be liable for if we were to achieve Brexit and then Greece was to pull out too, or basically defaulted or whatever. Because I think that we've got something like 40 billion, or a guarantee or something of that kind of amount with the ECB to help bail out the ECB if the ECB gets hit. And Dave, you're right. I mean, we would still get hit. I tell you, we'd still get hit. People don't. That's another thing they don't talk about, is it? It's like, why should we have any liability at all with the ECB to the tune of tens of billions of quids? Quite aside from the transition from the deal, the financial settlement, whatever. Quite aside from that, and they will go tits up. I mean, the euro's got to go tits up, hasn't it? I mean. How do they not? I mean, look at Deutsche Bank, for God's sake. What is it? What is Deutsche Bank's exposure? Something like half of the amount of wealth of the entire planet, or some ridiculous amount of money. One bank. Deutsche Bank.
Too big to fail. So it'll take another government taxpayer bailout, which none of us can afford. I wonder if they set that up by any chance.
I think that they want to crash the banks, and that's why they're separating the British sterling further away on purpose. I think this is the underlying why we actually had the vote, or allowed to have it. By separating the banking systems and getting the UK banking system as far away from the EU as possible, it will still have a knock-on effect, because if it goes into complete decline, the EU, it will have a knock-on effect because we do trade with them, and it will knock on internationally, won't it? A bit, others, I suppose, because they don't really trade that much out of it. But I do think they're doing this on purpose to crash the banks. And one thing what a lot of people aren't talking about now, and it was a big thing going back 5-6 years ago, and it was estimated back then that within 15 years, the EU would be bankrupt on end-of-term pensions alone. So that's all your doctors, teachers, paramedics, anybody who's worked for the government or for the local bus driver. All those end-of-term pensions would be wiped out, because it was something like 15 trillion or 17 trillion pounds already. So within 15 years, it would make it bankrupt. So the only way they can get rid of these end-of-term pensions is by crashing the banks, what guarantee them. So the next time when the banks start to go, I wouldn't be too surprised if they don't let them falter completely, because that's the only way they can get rid of the end-of-term pensions. And yet no one's talking about it. And if the estimation was right, 15 years before that bankruptcy, only got about 8 years left. And they will certainly drop it before people start to realise that their pensions are going to get wiped out.
Well, Carl, you have to understand that when the banks do go and crash, who's going to have to step in to maintain order? The government. So the government, the EU itself, will have to take charge and take full control over everybody's economies.
We've got Lynn Scott in the green room as well, Ollie.
Thank you.
Ollie?
Hey, Thomas.
Ollie? Yeah, I'm just going to have to go off now, because I'll be waiting for my granddaughter to give us a ring, because I'm at the airport now. Just done 26 miles since the first started.
All right, mate. Okay, you take care.
So I'll catch you on I'll catch you on Monday.
Lovely. Tess will be here too. Cool.
Right, cheers. I'll see it on well, I won't see her, but I'll speak to her on Monday.
All right, Thomas. You take care, mate. Cheerio. Have a good weekend. Hey? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Right. Here's an interesting story, folks. I'm going to change the subject slightly because we got a few minutes left. And here's an interesting story about old Farage, which a few people may have wondered about today. Order, Guido, yeah. Farage to DUP Nigel Farage is in Belfast today attending a DUP fundraiser alongside Aaron Banks. Banks didn't rule out Farage doing an Enoch and defecting to the DUP. I would discount nothing, he said. Here we go.
Well, that's very plain. Another rumour going around, you're in Belfast at the moment, that you and Nigel Farage are considering doing an Enoch Powell and joining the DUP. Is there any truth in that?
Well, that's something you'd have to ask Nigel. We're attending a DUP fundraiser.
All right, okay. Well, there you go. So anyway, let's see what the comments are. He could become an MP. Hurrah! Would really pee off the establishment. Now, this is true, isn't it? This is it. This would be a perfect way for Nigel Farage to become an MP. What do you think about that, guys?
Hey, if they pull it off.
Well, why does he have to stand for like the DUP? Why can't he stand for, you know, the DV party or for? Well, yeah, I don't think he'd be too welcomed in for Britain, but.
Yeah. But from the point of view of actually getting in, absolutely, you know, shooing, he could be shooing, and it could be a very funny alliance actually with him and the DUP as well. They share a lot in common, no?
It would be straight. I've got this right, isn't it? The party, what he's looking at or thinking of joining, is the one which is in coalition with the Conservatives now, isn't it?
Well, that's the DUP, yeah. What is it? Democratic Ulster Party.
He'll be sat around the table on the discussions, won't he?
Hey? He'll be what?
Full on the discussions.
Can you imagine Farage at PMQs, says one of the commentators here, not only would it draw record viewers for BBC Parliament, it would probably cause Mrs May to break into a sweat, cause Mr Corbyn to shout a little more, and enrage the Speaker. Can you imagine Burko? Of course, Burko is due to tender his resignation just over a month. Yeah. Right, okay, so that, I'll tell you, that would be quite nice, though. Yasmin, okay, let's say, blimey. Okay, let's have some Ramoning, yeah. Let's have some Ramoning, just for the hell of it, yeah. It's nearly the weekend, nearly beer o'clock. Yasmin, alibi, Brown, Brexit, driving me to the edge of madness.
So, Yasmin, is it driving you around the bend?
I think, I honestly do think, I'm so pleased Matthew wrote this.
Because you would have done otherwise.
No, I am behaving, feeling kind of on the edge of madness, of mental illness.
Yeah, look at you sound it.
Do you feel the same as Yasmin?
No, Matthew's article in the Spectator is very good.
Who's that?
I recommend it. And certainly I know who to ring up at 3:30 in the morning when I'm lying awake worrying about how we get out of because he's going to be awake worrying the other side. And I mean everyone has on their phone a little app to say how many days and time is with 322 days, 11 hours, 18 minutes and 10 seconds.
Is that your screensaver?
Yeah, so that isn't mad, is it?
He's having a laugh.
I'm beginning to wonder now. Yasmin, tell us a little bit more how this madness is manifesting itself for you in terms of Brexit.
Yeah, go on.
I can't go anywhere anymore, including with distant relatives,
China,
and not have a fight. I was at a wedding party last week, a wonderful wedding party, and it isn't even left or right. And there were people from Momentum at this wedding party talking about why they were Brexiters. I had a big fight with them.
Oh, good!
Go out and, like cigarette smokers, just get deep breath. And I thought, what are you doing? What are you doing for the wedding party?
Oh, no,
yes,
hold
what
on.
are you doing? You're ruining the wedding party, Yasmin.
I can't talk to relatives. I can't.
Oh, blind, I'll tell you what. Oh, God, I'll tell you.
China.
Oh, hold on. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yeah. I want to say a big cheers to everybody who got involved tonight. Thank you very, very much, everybody on Discord. God bless you. I see Predator Jeff has just popped in, yeah? Predator Jeff, mate. This has been the Daily Chaos. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm Olly Connelly. I'll tell you what, we live in perverse, bizarre, surreal times. Yeah, they ain't giving us Brexit, are they, these bastards? I tell you. So anyway, big cheers. Carl Stephen, David Wolf, Kenny Mack, who didn't say a word, bless him. Lynn Scott, and Tess Hunter Decoy. Thank you. And then Tess, Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Yeah.
That will be a. Okay, not quite as funny as tonight, I suspect. Yeah. You see, that's the good thing about Brexit. That's the good thing about Brexit, Tess, is that for all the wrong reasons, there's loads of humour involved. Loads of humour. On Monday, less so, let's face it. But, yeah. We got to...
But, you have to laugh, don't you?
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of gallows humour on this show.
Yeah. Well, you know what the lefties are like.
You know what? And also, here's to us. And bugger plutocracy, yeah? Yeah, have a top weekend, everyone. See you Monday at 7. Yeah. I don't know where that Sam went. Sam, God bless you, Sam. Oi, Jeff.
Hello, Ollie.
What kind of time do you call this, mate?
I'd be late from my own funeral if I had the chance, mate.
See you Monday, man.
Yeah, cheers, buddy.
Oh.